To our All Hallows Eve organ concert this evening featuring Roderick Demings. We are so pleased that you all are here. We are anticipating All Saints' Day Sunday, this coming Sunday, and so if you're visiting us for the first time tonight, we hope it won't be your last, and that all of you will be with us on Sunday for the procession of banners of all the saints that have died over this past year. We're honoring them and their legacies and their families. A couple of things about where we are. In case of any kind of emergency, we have exits right up in the front, the two front right corners, and also out the side doors in the narthex. Restrooms are right outside the double doors into the narthex as well. We are celebrating tonight. Recognize that All Hallows Eve remembers the Christian festival that honors all the saints. It comes from the English word hallowed, which actually means holy or sanctified. So originally, All Hallows Eve was preceded by a feast and prayer and fasting over the days before it, and then a vigil with candles out to the graveyard. It is a time of honoring the saints and the clouds of witnesses that are created by those saints. I would encourage you to keep your cell phones off too, by the way, because we want to be able to hear Mr. Roderick Demings without any interruptions. And I don't know if I'm supposed to introduce you or not, but yeah, you don't want me to, okay? Again, welcome and thank you for being with us tonight.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat, tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Nanny once told me, you are what you eat. So Mummy's an olive and Daddy's some meat. And my brother eats everything. He may be cake, an apple, macaroni, an ice cream with flake. He once ate a pumpkin. 'Twas just a small bite that happened soon after. It did give us a fright. The very next morning, I went to his bed. I couldn't believe it. He had a pumpkin head. Now, my brother is funny, and he's sporty and cool, but how can a pumpkin go into school? Will anyone believe me? What should I say? This is my brother. He's a pumpkin today. I call out for Mommy. I call out to Dad. Come look quickly. His head's really bad. I think we could fix him. I grinned and I said, let's carve out eyes and a mouth on his head. Don't be silly, says Daddy. Quiet, says Mom. Your head is a pumpkin. What have you done? My brother sits up and he jumps out of bed, places a hat on his big orange head, a hop and a dance and a wiggle and a kick, a magic spell with a walking stick. He waves it and moves and sways side to side. This is the magic spell that he cried. Pumpkin head, look at me. I've seeds for brain. Do you want to see? Well, today is the best day that's ever been. Today is my day. It's Halloween. This was quite scary. Where is my brother? I turned and looked. Where was my mother? Dad's disappeared too. Where had he gone? A voice downstairs. Breakfast won't be long. I walk slowly down. What do I see? 3 pumpkin heads drinking tea. I glance at the mirror, and to my surprise, a pumpkin head with carved out eyes.
For a family that is very, very wealthy, in a large mansion filled with a huge number of rooms and a vast number of interesting antiques and artifacts. Strangely, though, the father mentions to the girl that once the children are put to sleep for the night, the girl should only go to the basement and not spend her time in any other rooms of the house. She could watch television down there and was free to do anything else in the basement, but the rest of the house, off limits. She goes to the basement once the children are in bed, but quickly notices a large clown statue in the corner of her room. It appears to be staring at her. She continues to watch her show, but can't shake the feeling that the statue is following her around the room with its eyes. She puts a blanket over the statue eventually in an effort to make herself feel more comfortable, and then telephones the father of the children to ask if she can go and move to another room of the house because she's so freaked out about that clown. You need to leave now. We don't own a clown statue. The children have been telling us they've been seeing a clown in their room in the night, and we thought they were having nightmares. Take the children, get out! The young girl hangs up the phone, terrified. She turns around, but the statue is gone. Only the blanket is left on the floor.
Will you walk into my parlor? Said the spider to the fly. 'Tis the prettiest little parlor that ever you did spy. The way into my parlor is up a winding stair, and I have many curious things to show when you are there. Oh, no, said the little fly. To ask me is in vain, for who goes up your winding stair can ne'er come down again. I'm sure you must be weary, dear, with soaring up so high. Will you rest upon my little bed? Said the spider to the fly. There are pretty curtains drawn round. The sheets are fine and thin. And if you like to rest a while, I'll snugly tuck you in. Oh, no, said the little fly. For I've often heard it said, they never wake again who sleep upon your bed. Said the cunning spider to the fly. Dear friend, what can I do to prove this warm affection I've always felt for you? I have within my pantry good store of all that's nice. I'm sure you're very welcome. Will you please to take a slice? Oh, no, said the little fly. Kind sir, that cannot be. I've heard what's in your pantry, and I do not wish to see. Sweet creature, said the spider, you're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings, how brilliant your eyes. I've a little looking glass upon my parlor shelf. If you'll step in one moment, dear, you shall behold yourself. I thank you, gentle sir, she said, for what you're pleased to say, and bidding you good morning now, I'll call another day. The spider turned him round about and went into his den. For well he knew the silly fly would soon come back again. So he wove a subtle web in a little corner sly and set his table ready to dine upon this fly. Then he came out to his door again and merrily did sing, come hither, hither, pretty fly, with pearl and silver wing. Your robes are green and purple. There's a crest upon your head. Your eyes are like the diamond bright, but mine are dull as lead. Alas, alas, how very soon this silly little fly, hearing his wily, flattering words, came slowly flitting by. With buzzing wings she hung aloft, and nearer drew, thinking only of her brilliant eyes and the green and purple hue, thinking only of her crested head. Poor foolish thing. Alas, up jumped the cunning spider and fiercely held her fast. He dragged her up his winding stair into his dismal den within this little parlor, but she ne'er came out again. And now, dear little children, who may this story read, to idle, silly, flattering words, I pray you ne'er give heed. Unto an evil counselor, close heart and ear and eye, and take a lesson from this tale of the spider and the fly.
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Yesterday, upon the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. When I came home last night at 3, the man was waiting there for me. But when I looked around the hall, I couldn't see him there at all. Go away, don't you come back anymore. Go away, and please don't slam the door. Last night I saw upon the stair a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away.
Like that. Good evening, everyone. Oh, it's a lot of you down there. Welcome. And thank you so much for coming. We're actually ending the end of this concert. This was kind of like an introduction, if you will. And if you enjoy yourself if you've enjoyed yourself this evening, then certainly we hope that you will support us here in the music ministry as we keep vibrant music alive and also have a good time at the same time. Have you enjoyed yourself this evening? I am the proud organist here at Woods Memorial Presbyterian Church. I'm also the coordinator for the missions program here, and I am delighted to be able to serve with such wonderful, magnificent people. I like to start off by thanking the team. This was a team effort, just so you know, that was spearheaded by our music director, the one and only, give it up, David Merrill. In addition to Dave, Sarah Kent helped out so much in setting up this beautiful landscape here. I want to thank Alec Green, who's over here helping to run sound, Eric Wilner as well. Now, didn't these readers do a great job tonight? I saw a man that wasn't there. Thank you so much, Kat. Thank you so much, Roxanne. Thank you so much, Oliver. Thank you so much, Dave. And, of course, last but not least, thanks so much to Scott Wiley, who's going to be in front of you in just a second. Thanks also very much to Reverend Nancy and to J.C. Austin, our ministerial leadership, who approved of this concert and let it go forth. So thank you so very much, Reverend Nance. Two more things, and we'll get back to the concert. I want to say that these decorations that you see, is that the youth out there with these bracelets on? I see you out there. These were the thought product of our children's director, Kat Green. So, Kat, thank you so much for these bracelets. Really appreciate that. Also, I want to show you another bracelet I'm wearing. I'm not sure if she's here. I met a lovely young lady last week. Her name is Miss Helen. Miss Helen is 89 years old, and she visited us at the senior fellowship dinner. And she makes bracelets. And I told her that for this concert, I was going to wear this really nice bracelet that she made me. And so, Miss Helen, lastly, I want to say that this is our first venture into fundraising for indigenous music. So indigenous music is that idiosyncratic music that is germane to one's culture, right, in certain regions. And so for me, my idea of indigenous music is nothing less than gospel music. Say amen, someone. Amen, amen. And so if you are a fan of not just gospel music, but indigenous music of all kinds, I would ask that you dig deep this evening. The ushers are going to be coming around with a plate. As a Black Baptist minister, I do not mind lifting an offering. And I would hope that you would come and support us here at Woods. And lastly, and I really do mean this is lastly, I do want to thank Woods Memorial, the leadership, and the congregation for your prayers, for your support. This coming Friday will be a month that we at First Baptist, I'm organist and minister at First Baptist, that we said goodbye to our pastor. And throughout this period of time, you have been holding us and lifting us up in your prayers. And so I wanted to say publicly how much I appreciate that and how much I am going to continue to do my best to keep the name of Robert M. Johnson Sr. alive. And so thank you so much, Woods. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Reverend Nancy. Y'all ready to get back to it? Here we go.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance on my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I open wide the door, darkness there, and nothing more."